happy Memorial Day to you. All of those in America and really across the world. This is a time of remembering those that have given all. And, the saying, one of my favorite sayings is, all gave some and some gave all. And it makes me think of the 3% that gave the 97% of America. The Patriots fighting the Revolutionary War, and all the way up through modern day, all of their veterans, those that have fallen, those that are here and not here because of that sacrifice. Thank you to them, all of those that gave something so that we could be here today, so we could be communicating on this platform, building digital communities, knocking into my camera, and building with like-minded people, so that way we can become the best version of ourselves and be prepared for whatever comes our way. Men and women that gave their lives, their time and energy and their lives. There's no bigger sacrifice, no greater sacrifice than laying down one's life for others. And it's something that's always been near and dear to my heart, and something that, as someone who never served in the military, is something that's always been a part of me that's felt guilty, quite honestly, a part of me feeling guilty. And the older I get, the more I realize a lot of the ridiculousness of why we go to war. And it doesn't change the fact, though, that those that serve to protect the freedoms, and it doesn't matter what the reasons are, right? There's people that believe deep down they have the responsibility and the duty to shepherd other people, to protect other people. The closest thing I ever did was play for the United States of America and play a game, playing hockey. Getting to wear the sweater was one of the greatest honors of my life. But nothing close to what the men and women who serve and don the uniform. So I just a shout out to you if you served. The sacrifice is so immense. Not just laying down one's life. Obviously, many don't. And you're putting your life on the line, but then your family, your time, energy, the missed time with loved ones, the missed time with children, seeing them grow up, missed events, missed historical milestones, whatever it is. I mean, just go on down the list. And I think it's something that we just take for granted here in America, quite honestly. And we're more worried about the Kardashians and our fantasy sports lineup, and what Bud Light has on their can, quite honestly, than we are actually serving and taking care of those. And then you think about the 22 veterans a day that decide to take their own life, and how sad that is. And yeah, there's nothing that can really compare to it. So hopefully you were able to spend some time with family and friends this weekend, today, remembering those that gave the ultimate sacrifice. Again, makes me think of the 3% always that gave us the 97%, and gave the rest of the world America, and that shining city on a hill, that beacon, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration, gave us those documents that will forever stand in perpetuity. Once the toothpaste is out of the tube, it never goes back. It's kind of like Bitcoin, quite honestly, right? Once those ideas are incepted into the mind of the public, they don't go back in. It might be a bumpy ride for a couple of years, or a couple of decades, or a couple hundred years, but eventually all the world starts glomming onto that idea, whether it is the founding documents of the United States, or whether it is the Bitcoin white paper. Those documents are there forever. They're saved. They're in the human consciousness, and they never go back into the toothpaste tube. So that's the beautiful part of this. We are only going to a freer and more just world, not of equal outcomes, but equal playing field. This will only increase over time, and it's because those who took a stand, those who pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honors, who chose to hang together. For surely we will hang separately. So we're better off hanging together, and everything is better together. Communicating, building community, the people around us, because again, in a survival situation, community is the number one thing. You have a power in numbers. There are more of us than there are them. And when I say them, I mean the globalist one world government folks. It's not a new world order. It's one world government. Those are the people that want to control everything. It's the couple hundred families at the top that control the world. And the decentralized media, the decentralized money, decentralized churches, decentralized governments, those are all crashing down on those people that want one world government. And even though we kind of get back to those things, we will never get fully back there, truly, because those ideas are incepted into the minds, because of those people that have fought and preserved those ideals. So It's only going to be more freedom, more decentralization over time. Doesn't mean it can't get worse and get a little worse before it gets better, and then it but it's up and to the right over time. There's volatility in the interim, but we will get there because of brave men and women who fought, who served, who laid down their life, who said, you know what, I'd rather die. It's better off if I die than for my fellow man, my fellow neighbor, my sons and daughters, my family to have to live under tyranny, to have to live under dictators and despots. What an example. What an example. And again, it's the crucible. I talk about this with Alex Stanzik a fair amount. We're gonna have him on the podcast at some point too, and interview him. And it's the crucible. We share the feeling that men have some innate desire in them to protect others, but to serve. And it's the crucible, and forging yourself in the fire and distilling yourself down to your purest form. And the military is one of those best ways to do that. So I appreciate you more than you know being in this community. Please have a great Memorial Day. Please pass the love forward somehow, some way, because the people taking their own life that have served, this is a sad state of affairs. And hopefully if we can continue to spread education, the truth, that will start healing society. It will be one small part in healing society. That way things, the money, breaking some of the ultimate things in the world that are broken, whether it's people's faith in humanity and God, or the money, some of those biggest pillars we have in society. If we can change some of those things and it start cascading down, I hope we'll have less of these problems on down the chain. So I appreciate you. Thank you for what you do and being a part of this community. Have a wonderful Memorial Day. I'll see you on the next one.